Welcome to part 16 of my walkthrough for Final Fantasy IX, my friends. We are standing outside Gizamaluk's grotto. In the previous section I battled a few grand dragons and that's why my characters leveled up so much, just in case you missed the previous segment. And now we're going to head towards Burmecia. But first we have to beat this monster. Since it's a new enemy, I'll show the fight. This guy is called the Lizard Man, and they like to cast Protect and Shell on themselves after they suffer a certain amount of damage. But as you're about to see here, thanks to that ice staff that we stole from Gizamaluk, we're going to end this fight rather quickly. Can you imagine in real life if you saw a giant lizard carrying two hatchets and chasing you down the street? That would be freaky. But anyway, let's head inside. There's a couple of items for us to pick up here and a small cutscene. It seems that Alexandria just powered through the gate. And so far the Burmecian soldiers haven't really stood a chance. Well, I think Queen's philosophy is a pretty good one. And we will head to Burmecia, but before we do that, let's collect these two items, a tent and an eye potion, nothing that we really need honestly, and now we can leave. So let's keep heading towards Burmecia. It's funny how whenever you step into this area it always starts raining, it's always raining in Burmecia. Oh, and these are two Yetis, so they're new opponents as well, so I'll show the fight. They can blind your character, so they're a little bit annoying. But once again, we're just going to use Blizzara on both of them. But you can steal high drops from them, so it really makes things very simple. So let's cast Blizzara and finish them off. In Burmecia we're going to have a boss fight which we can't win, and that's something that really annoys me. No matter how powerful you are, you will always lose that fight. But we'll get to that once we get there. I'm surprised Queen isn't eating those apples or tomatoes that are on the ground. It seems like something Queen would do. The Burmecia team is just sad, and it doesn't help that there's so many bodies lying around. Received cancer. Well, I don't know how I feel about that honestly, but yeah, that's a Stelazio coin. But the way the game phrases it, it just received cancer. That does not sound like a good thing for Zidane. But nonetheless we have to collect it because it's going to give us a nice reward later on. Oh, it's those two clowns again. I hate them, I really do. Not only do they control the black mages, but they're just involved in all the mass killings in this game, so they really annoy me. Unfortunately, we do need to defeat these two black mages, even though they're just puppets and it's not their fault. And notice how Vivi doesn't celebrate after winning this fight. That's really curious. But we're going to cast Blizzara on both of them at the same time, and that should finish them off. Like I said, Vivi is a little bit overpowered at this point. See, Vivi doesn't celebrate. I really don't like fighting the general, because whenever we fight a general, we can't win the fight, and that's just unfair. By the way, this treasure chest, it's actually a monster, but you want to at least battle one of these treasure chests. They're called mimics, because they summon monsters to aid them, and usually the monster that they summon, it's a monster that can teach Queen a blue magic skill. It's called the Magic Vice. I actually forgot their names for a while. So we're going to attack the Magic Vice with Freya, weaken it, and then we're going to have Queen eat it, and Queen will learn Magic Hammer, which it's a blue magic that depletes the enemy's MP, so it's pretty useful to have. So I recommend that you get it. And that's the only evil treasure chest that we're going to battle. There's two more, but I'll let you know which ones are not good treasure chests. Walk in this section. If you run, the floor below you will fall and you won't be able to collect this item, which is a shame because it will allow Freya to learn HP plus 10%, and you want that. And now you can run because you want the floor to fall so that it creates a bridge to the other side. And down we go. In the original Final Fantasy IX you couldn't really see the bodies all that well, but now you can really see them very clearly. All those poor Burmecians, I feel really bad for them. This treasure chest is another mimic, so don't open it. And we're going to jump to the other side through the balcony. I swear every single injured Burmecian soldier that we talk to, they always die after they finish their little speech. It's a shame. And there's an item here as well, make sure you get it. And let's go on ahead. Or I guess not, because we'll have a random fight. Be careful with these monsters, they can petrify your character, but it will take 10 seconds after they use the attack in order for them to manage to petrify your character. Their attack is called Gradual Petrify, so you can finish them off before they can actually do anything. Plus you can steal softs and high potions from them. There we go. So nothing to worry about. And now we have to once again go back to the other side so that we can use the bell. All these families destroyed. I can never forgive the queen for this. I never felt so bad for rats before, really. But anyway, let's head up. And we're going to use the bell on this door right here. I really like how Vivi just steps up here, and even though he knows that what he's going to find isn't going to be good, he still keeps moving forward, and I think that's very good. Vivi grows a lot during this game. At first he's very scared and afraid, but he really grows into a very nice character. I think out of all the characters in the roster, he has the most character development in this game. I'm glad Queen can always cheer up by saying some nonsense like, well, Queen is not human, but Vivi most certainly is human. Yeah, we can't really blame the guy for wanting to protect his family and putting his family first. It seems like a natural reaction. So now let's go through here. And we're going to help this poor fellow. Yeah, I wouldn't go to Claire because, well, considering what happens there, I would think that Lindblom seems like the best option right now. Okay, so now we can keep moving on ahead. Again, look at all those bodies. And there's two treasure chests that you can open here. The one on the other side, don't bother with it, it's just a mimic. And in this room we can find a new weapon for Freya, which teaches her the ability Raise Wind. Well, Vivi didn't like hearing that. And now we're going to deliver a letter. Buy a few items. Encounter steel skin. And then we'll move on to the boss fight. Well, you're about to have a huge surprise then. Because as soon as Zidane moves forward and he collects the lightning staff, steel skin will appear. Buy the needle fork for Queen. Now inside here you'll find the lightning staff. Steel skin looks like a bum. Hey buddy, you wanna buy some cool stuff? But apparently he's highly respected in the Mughal community. And now we are good to go. Let's put everyone in the back row, because against the General Beatrix, yeah, I guess that's the best thing you can hope for, but let's move away from Freya, and that will trigger the next sequence of events. That's easy to say when you're a parkour specialist, which Zidane is not. And Vivi is even worse. Nice priorities, Queen, nice priorities. Queen will first eat and then she'll worry about all the Burmecians and so on. I really dislike the Queen. Well, in my opinion, Beatrix is overrated, because we could defeat her rather easily if the game allowed us to do it. And eventually she does join our party for a while, but again, her stats aren't really that great. And now we're going to be introduced to a new villainous opponent. The only man that can destroy you while wearing a tongue. That's a first in Final Fantasy. You probably picked the two worst people to get the job done. Those two clowns suck. The good thing about Kuja is the fact that, well, essentially he's the one manipulating the queen. Really, that's the biggest humiliation that you suffered? You've been living inside a shell. But anyway, here we go guys, the fight against General Beatrix. And as I'm sure you know by now, and I've already said so anyway, this fight can't be won. It doesn't matter the level of your characters, you will always lose this fight. After a few turns, she will use an attack that completely decimates your party. That's just how it is. Aside from that, she really isn't that bad. Cast Mighty Guard with Queen, and their attacks pretty much don't cause that much damage. You can deal some damage to her, just keep in mind that you won't be able to win this fight, and if you're extremely lucky you might be able to steal a Mythril Sword from Beatrix before the fight automatically ends. Though to be honest with you, I've never managed to do it so far. I can get the Phoenix down that she's carrying and a plate that she's carrying as well, but aside from that I never managed to get the Mythril Sword in time. Because like I said, after a few rounds the fight always ends. So it's really up to you if you even want to bother stealing. It's not like any of the items that she has are that important, honestly. So if you just want to skip stealing, you can do so, because chances are you won't be able to steal everything from her anyway. I'm still going to try though, why not? This shock attack can deal heavy damage if you don't have Mighty Guard cast on your party members. Vivi would have probably died, but with Mighty Guard it's really not a big deal. Her Thunder Slash can be nullified thanks to the Coral Ring. And as per usual, even though we have the Bandit skill equipped, it takes a long time for us to manage to steal anything, which is unfortunate, but that's just how it is. So yeah, there's really no point in dragging this out all that much. The fight's about to end, I'm certain of it. Well, at least we got the Shane plate, so that's not that bad. And yeah, the fight's over. We're actually more than a match for you, we just can't really defeat you due to plotline reasons. In fact, we can never beat her, and that's one of the things that annoys me the most about Beatrix. We fight her 3 times and we can never defeat her. Plus she's an arrogant little prick, so that doesn't help either. As you can tell, I don't like Beatrix at all. And that's that. That's the end of the Burmecia segment. We're going to visit Claire with Zidane next, but for the next couple of parts we'll take control of Dagger. And she's really going to make the situation in Claire a lot worse by trying to go meet up with her mother or her stepmom. But yeah, we'll be battling Beatrix again, and we can keep attempting to steal from her, but it's just really hard to do so, honestly. And the fact that the battle always has a time limit after a few rounds, whether because you deliver too much damage or just because she wants to finish the fight always ends. It's kind of annoying to battle her. Yeah, right, Steiner, you keep believing that. I guess Dagger has been living a very shelled life as well. She's been living inside a bubble, just like Beatrix. But that's okay, she's going to learn a lot about the world in the next few segments. So we're just going to step inside and we're going to save our game, deliver another letter, collect another letter, and then I'll clear this area in the next segment. So let's give the letter. That's the spirit. Or maybe not. I bet she's going to fall in love by some Mughal walking around someday, but that's going to be it for this segment, my friends. Thank you so much for watching, I hope you found this segment useful. And I'll be seeing you all later for the next part. Take care.